Good afternoon, everybody. SoCalsabre Bill Thornton here. And today we're going to be taking a look at the war games that hit my table in 2021. This is a look back at them. Not necessarily games that came out in 2021, but ones that I played on my table last year. First of all, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year's. And I want to thank all the subscribers, old and new. As on New Year's Eve, on the 31st, we went over the 400 subscriber count, and I'm very appreciative of the support by all of you. So anyway, let me show you, first of all, a list of the games that did hit my table. Like 11 of them there, and they range all the way from back in the years of Napoleon all the way up to World War II, and so it was a good variety. So let's get going and see what we have here. Okay, the first two that I wanted to mention, they got on the table, but they didn't get played. Like 1918, 1919 Storm in the West. I got it up. I got it all set up. I was ready to go because my grandfather's division that fought in that war was in this game too, and I wanted to play. But for some reason, I don't know why, I had to take it down off the table at the time. I'm using my table more efficiently nowadays. So anyway, that one is going to have to come back up to get played again. Then Passive Glory, another World War I. I got this one up on the table and I started to play it. Then shortly after that, I read about, I don't know if you ever know about it, that Stuka Joe developed a system for card-driven games to play solitaire when they're multiplayer. And GMT picked up on it, and they, along with their permission, they are going to be producing the game. So I thought, oh, I'll wait. And so I took it back down. I ordered the GMT version of the solo process, but it's on P500. So I've decided that this is a well-respected game, and I need to get it back. I'm going to put it back on the table, and I'm going to play this game and learn it, two-player rules. Then I can mess with that solitaire system later on this or other games, because it is developed for the multiple games. So that was the two that I didn't really rate, didn't consider while rating them because they never got played. Now we're going to do some honorable mention here. The first one I want to talk about is the Clash of Giants. This was a Civil War game. I played this some and I found it pretty okay, all right? And I liked my game time with it. And it's a good addition to my Civil War games. As most of you know, I've kind of started leaning towards Civil War as my main game era to play and learn about what really happened. So that was Clash of Giants, honorable mention. Next honorable mention is Navajo Wars by Joel Toppin, produced by GMT. This is a historical war game, the history of the Navajo Indians. I got it up and I enjoyed it. It has a pretty, for me anyway, a pretty big learning curve. And then as I played, and then because there's so many things going on in it, in my memory capabilities, I had to keep looking things up and looking things up. So that detracted from, my overall liking of the game, I guess you could say. The game is good. My ability to play it isn't. So that's why I just put it in honorable mention this time and didn't rate it towards the top. Okay, next was Our God Was My Shield. This is another Civil War game that I picked up, and it's about Andrew Jackson's campaign, Valley Campaign in 1862. I set it up and I did play it. It's not, if you're looking for a lot of battles in the war, this isn't the one to go to. And I found this is probably best for a two-player game because there's a lot of strategic moving around. And Jackson's doing this, and they're trying to catch him, and then they're trying to protect the railroads in the valley and that. So there's a lot of good stuff in it, but I like to play it two-player sometime. The last one, an honorable mention, is on my table right now, Field Commander Napoleon. As I just put out a video yesterday, I think it was, on 1796 turn 1. I like this game, but I didn't want to rate it in the top 5 because it could rate higher. I want to see how, after I finish one whole scenario, how I'm liking it. I am liking it so far. You know, it's funny, when I put the video out, I put 1976 for Napoleon. I spotted that this morning and corrected. It's the 1796 scenario. All right, here we go. We're going to go into the top 5 that hit my table in 2021. At number 5 is Fighter PTO, Pacific Theater Operations. It's a good game. I haven't played it enough to be proficient, and I have to look up things too often. So I'm going to get it back on the table again this year and give it some more go and see if I can get more proficient at it, because I do like the concept, the way the game is played. I'm just not there yet to thoroughly enjoy it. So that was number 5, Fighter PTO. Number 4, In Magnificent Style, Pickets Charge, another Civil War game. This is a solo game. This is the deluxe edition. This is a really, really good game. When I was doing this, I think it could have been rated a little bit higher. If it was only in solo games, you know, it would be higher. But I really enjoyed it. Check it out. I do have a video out on the gameplay of it and the unboxing. So it's In Magnificent Style, number 4. Number 3, which so you guys saw the recent, towards the end of the year, I was playing Holland 44, which is Operation Market Garden in World War II, and I like the game. I'm lucky to have a setup that allowed me to keep the huge games on the table for a while. It was fun playing it. I almost have everything down, but I've got more to learn on the mechanics, so I have to look up some things. You know, I think I'm going to get back to doing what I used to do when I am playing a game, is the things that recur that I have to look up the same thing over and over. I make little table charts that help me out with those things. So probably what I'm going to do. But Holland 44 is the one in a series that Mark Stemenich and GMT have put out. Normandy 44, and then I believe there's Stalingrad 42, and a whole bunch of ones like that. So that's Holland 44, my number 3 for 2021. Number 2, Memoir 44. This is a great gateway game to get people into wargaming. I was very surprised how my 16-year-old grandson likes this game. We just recently had it on the table. We've played 3 scenarios, the first 3 scenarios in the book, and they're actual scenarios about events in World War II. That's another nice thing about it. Lots of different scenarios. There's lots of expansions, which I own. But my grandson Nick, he beat me 2 out of the 3 scenarios. We'll get it back up again. He does like Commands and Colors games. And we previously, a couple years ago, we played Battle Lore 2nd Edition, which is a Commands and Color game. And he liked that one too. So Memoir 44, a good game. If you don't have it, pick it up. Number 1 on my table for 2021 that I like the most out of the games we played, Axis and Allies 1941. Let me turn that Storm in the West stuff up there. I wish I had seen that before. Okay, Axis and Allies 1941. This is one of the first war games I picked up when I got back into board gaming. We have played it a couple times over the years, and it's been several years, but Nick and I, my grandson, we set it up, and we played through the whole game. And he beat me again. He is so smart in these games, and he likes this game too. I guess I like it because there's so many decisions you got to make. You know, it's not only the battles, but it's the decisions that you need to make, and where to place units, where to move units, and so forth. Really good. I'm really looking forward to playing the larger editions, playing 1942 editions and the 1940 editions. They are at a big, grander, much grander scale. So I'm going to have to get Nick over here one day, so we'll have to check one of them out. In fact, you know, when I was finishing up this video, I was talking to him one day, and I asked him, I says, hey, I got these, I'm down to these these top two, Memoir 44 and Axis and Allies 1941. I says, in your opinion, which one did you like the most? And he went with Memoir 44. The Memoir 44 is good. Its scenarios are quick, relatively quick to set up and play. Axis and the Allies 1941 takes a while to set up, and it's a longer play. But I went with Axis and the Allies 1941. If you like this, go down there and hit that like button, subscribe, push it out into the social media channels. And this is SoCalsabre saying, take care of yourselves out there, be kind to each other, and stay safe.